Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Charlie and today we are building a construction site in Sims 4. I am using one of the smaller lots up in Newcrest. I think it's by that little, that smaller neighborhood where they also had the 20 by 15 lots. I think this one is a 30 by 20. Now the idea behind this, I was partially inspired by the pit in Parks and Recreation. I love that show, by the way. So hilarious. So it's the pit where Andy Dwyer lived in for quite a while, I think. Or maybe not, I don't know. And so it's not really, it's not the pit in itself. Because I wanted it to be that, someone tried to build a house and maybe they ran out of money, and they couldn't finish it, or whatever it could be. My base idea for the house was that it was going to be some kind of a modern house, but it could also be a classical house. I don't know, it's really up to interpretation. The idea is also that you can download this house and just finish it for yourself. Just be a little bit of a challenge and see. It's like it could partly be like some kind of a challenge, but it's not really, because it's not so much more than that. So I'm not going to call it a challenge. So this is where I am doing the pit, because it's supposed to be some kind of a basement, and they haven't really come that far yet to finish it, and I fill it up with dirt. Basically, when I did this house, I just wanted to play around with a bit with the terrain tool. So this is where I raise the ground a bit in certain areas. So trying to look at like dirt piles is where they've been digging up and just placing the piles a little all around. So they're not really finished. I had loads of fun to do this. It took me half an hour about to finish this build. So it's a very simple build. But for me, it's more just the joy of doing it. So this is the way I just placed, like, I think regular wooden columns, but then I realized, concrete or like concrete poles made much more sense, because usually when you build more modern builds, because I've seen, this is show like amazing houses in the world. I can't remember what it's called though. But it's, these people who build amazing houses that cost so much money. But I did notice that when they build, they're trying to have like an open space and building up the floors, that they use concrete columns to keep it up. Now this is why I use the half walls, is just to simulate where you would possibly place a window. So I did that a bit on different places, just to try to simulate, like, this is where they were supposed to place the windows, but obviously they did not finish it, and so on. I had loads of fun, as I said. So it's not really much to tell about it. I did investigate in the debug section later on, so much stuff in there, and I have a hard time just trying to figure out where everything is, and I'm so sad that you can't just eyedrop an object you find in the debug menu. So that's a bit of sad. They should probably fix that at some point, I hope. But yeah, as I've been a little bit busy lately, I started a new job. I'm a preschool teacher originally, so I just changed workplace to a smaller preschool. It's just a 10-minute bike ride from where I live. That's amazing. That's always been a dream of mine, that I wanted to work and live in the same city, which I am doing right now. But have I been biking to work? I did once. Otherwise, I've been using my car. I'm still a bit of a lazy person. Don't blame me. But the goal is to go with the bike and just save a bit of gas money. Be environmental friendly, but I'm not going to lie to myself. Obviously, I'm going to take the car. as well. So yeah, and this is where I'm in the debug section, trying to find patches of grass because since they abandoned this construction site, some grass and some other kinds of vegetation has started to grow. It's starting to get a little bit overgrown. I had some fun with the terrain paint as well to try to make it a little bit dirty. This is where I found fences because I wanted to use some kind of a fence to, frame it in because it is a construction site and, people usually are not allowed. But then I couldn't really find anything that was suitable. So I think I just end up using one of those fences from, like, there's a garden stuff pack. I can't remember what it's called though. How it's technically it's some kind of a metal fence would be ideal, but I think I just end up using like a regular wooden fence. Because I was a little bit thinking of movies in the US where they have construction sites and obviously there's a metal fence, but sometimes I've seen like a wooden fence just keep out. But I have to say, I wanted to find some kind of a crane that was just left behind, but I couldn't find it in the debug menu, which was a little bit sad. But I found that truck, so it actually doesn't make sense because if this is supposed to be abandoned, you wouldn't leave a truck. So I'm a little bit. I don't know. I wanted to keep the car there because I don't know. Maybe someone is usually hanging around here. I don't know. But I had loads of fun. I had loads of fun. So I'm thinking maybe myself that I'm going to try to finish this house and actually keep the shape as it is and see if I can turn it into a home. So you'll have like a before and after shot. That would be quite fun. I think I'm going to do that. Just see if I can turn this around to a house. Oh my god, I got like so inspired now. I'm totally going to do that. Yeah, so spring is here. It's a bit of a sad though because most of us are just in quarantine. I'm not in quarantine. I do stay home as much as I can, but obviously I have to go to work, and we are not on lockdown yet in Sweden. So I'm very happy because I know there's some people, a lot of people that has to work from home, and it's a bit of a struggle because you don't really get the same kind of social connections as you would get if you went to your workplace. But lucky, well, both unlucky and lucky because it does mean that I'm exposed to a lot of people a lot of the time, but at the same time, I get to get out and meet people. So my life hasn't really changed that much. I'm not really an outgoing person or a social person. So for me, it hasn't changed that much just staying at home because I'm a very homey person. I like being in my home and I like to, do things on my own. So I'm not really that affected by it. I'm just trying to figure out where to place a car, so I do end up deleting a bit of the fence just so I can just place a car there. Some of the items are partially outside of the lot. That's, thanks to the move object sheet. So make sure you have that sheet activated when you do place this lot. But otherwise, this video is very soon done. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you do have something to say. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.